Hey, what is up everyone? In this video we're taking a look at the May Sea of Thieves update, and it's got some interesting stuff. We got lots of cosmetics that were added, mostly to the Pirate Emporium, as well as some interesting bug fixes that has been pretty controversial in the community. So let's take a look at everything. First, we're going to look at the Pirate Emporium, where we got a ton of Pirates of the Caribbean cosmetics added, and these are nice. However, I do have some thoughts on certain ones that we got. So we got some new costumes. We got the Tia Ma costume. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. We have the red costume and the Cutler Beckett costume. These all are pretty cool. They all come with built-in emotes, which is nice. And I don't have much to say. I think they all look pretty good. We also got some new pets that go along with these. The castaway cat, as well as the prominent prisoner monkey. Those are pretty interesting. But the thing that stuck out to me, and honestly kind of annoys me a bit, and I would love to hear y'all's thoughts about this in the comments below. They released some new trinkets that go along with the Pirate's Life content. So basically it's 3 trinket bundles, each with 3 pictures in it that can be placed on like your ship's walls and stuff. The first one has like portraits like Jack Sparrow, Davy Jones, and Tia Dama. This next bundle has Eternal Freedom, the Cursed Ferryman, and What Lurks Below paintings. These you'll recognize from the concept art. They basically are just the concept art taken and put into this. And then we have the last one that's a Broken Blade, the Grotto's Hoard, and the Bayou Beckons. So I really do like the second and third bundle, but my problem with it is they really didn't have to do much work with these other than just kind of putting them in the frame or whatever, because this art was already made back when the Pirate's Life came out. I think what would have been better for this is it makes more sense to me if they added these as rewards for going back and playing the Pirate's Life Tall Tales and stuff. That would have kind of been pretty cool. Like they added these and then give us reasons to go back and check them out. Instead they just threw them in the Emporium and they are charging kind of a high price for it. So for each of these bundles they're charging 499 ancient coins for 3 trinket pictures. And that translates to $5.49 in US dollar. So that's really expensive. If you're adding all these together, it's over 15 bucks. You're getting close to like 16, 17 bucks at that point now. That's really expensive. That's pretty crazy to me. So obviously, you know, I know the comments in the below are gonna be like, you don't have to get all of them, blah, 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 blah. But when it's stuff like this, where I can easily tell that they didn't have to do like much of any work to put it in, other than I guess getting Disney's permission. But stuff like the second and third bundles were art that they had made, concept art that Rare had already made, and might have even already been in the game. I think they were in some of the loading screens and stuff. So there really was no reason why they had to charge for this. It could have been part of the game. I also like, you know, to point out at this moment too that Sea of Thieves is not a free-to-play game. So I think they can get a little bit more criticism than say something like Fortnite or Apex or whatever that are free-to-play games. We've already paid for Sea of Thieves. The content was there. If you wanted to charge for like the DLC of the Pirate's Life, like Tall Tales, maybe that's a different question. But I don't know, the paintings just seemed weird to me. But moving past that tangent, we did get some other cosmetics in the Pirate Emporium. So we got some cosmetics for the Spring Blossom set. This was part of one of the previous season passes, and you'll find the Spring Blossom weapon bundle added, Spring Blossom fishing rod, and the ship collection was added. So these look pretty nice. I don't really have too much to say on that. Moving on, we got a new emote bundle. These look pretty nice. It's called the Tankard Tricks emote bundle, and you're just using your tankard in different ways. Pretty cool. Alright, so now we gotta talk about another issue with the Pirate Emporium. So one of the best parts about the Pirate Emporium for each of these monthly updates is that we always get like a free emote inside the shop that we can go in and get and whatever. This one was interesting. I didn't realize it at first when looking at the patch notes, but I actually realized that we already got this emote before. So I don't know if this is a mistake on Rare's part or something, but we actually have gotten the Ranting Rogue emote before, and I honestly can't tell you where it was from before. I don't even remember. I just happened to notice when I went into the store to try to go grab this emote that I already had it. And I was looking at it and yep, I recognize it. I've had it for a while now. So that's pretty disappointing. Basically no free emote for most of us, because I would assume I'm not the only one that already had this. It's probably from like a Twitch drop or something from the past. But yeah, kind of a bummer Pirate Emporium update. I mean, I've got lots of cool costumes and everything, but Just you take that, the free emote for this month, as well as the trinkets kind of being a little overpriced, as well as should have been probably part of the game anyways. Both of those combined just kind of make this a depressing Pirate Emporium update in my mind. Moving on though, if we go to the Outpost Cosmetics shops, we actually got another new set of cosmetics for the Merchants Alliance. So if you've noticed the pattern for Season 9, we previously just got the Order of Souls cosmetics added, and then before that we had the Gold Hoarder cosmetics added to the Outpost shops. I'm really happy that they did all this. I'm really hoping that this trend continues, and that perhaps maybe next month we get some Hunter's Call cosmetics, maybe we get some more Athena cosmetics, and then some Reaper's cosmetics. That would all be pretty nice, and I would be very happy to see that because, you know, we went through a good period where the Outpost cosmetics weren't really getting any love. They would just get these like half-baked reskins of stuff and nothing really new. So it's nice to see that we're actually getting nice new cosmetics that aren't just all reskins of stuff. Alright, so let's move on to some gameplay improvements. So you'll now notice that if you do the PvP mode, the Battle for the Sea of Thieves, you are now able to purchase Captain Supplies or Merchant Supplies upon arrival at an outpost, even if one in-game day hasn't passed. So this will allow you to basically not have to wait if you've already bought supplies from them and then you like lose your battle or whatever, you'll be able to get supplies again. So I think that's a nice change. Another one that I'm really happy about because it's happened to me several times before is battles within a storm will no longer happen. So if you're doing the PvP mode, you will no longer find yourself like arriving in a battle where the storm is happening. Now, I don't know if this basically protects you from the storm while you're doing the whole battle, but at least when you spawn in, there will be no storm. So keep that in mind. You may have the storm appear later on in your battle, but at least it won't be there at the start. Continuing on with some more updates, we have new stuff for reporting a player. So within the settings menu, players now have the ability to report a player, allowing them to directly report someone to Sea of Thieves support team for possible moderation in action. The reporting tools allow players to be reported for inappropriate gamer tags, ship names, and pet names. So once you complete a report, you will be shown a list of players who have been in the vicinity of you in the last few hours to enable the report to be targeted at a specific player. I think this is good because honestly it's a bit of a hassle to have to go all the way to the website, try to find the report thing, have to have their gamer tag written down. It's a lot of effort and a lot of people just don't want to do that if they're just trying to, you know, relax and have fun playing the game. Will this make reporting too much? Like, I guess my question is, will people just start mass reporting everyone that they see that they get offended by any gamer tag, even if it's not like that big of a deal? There's definitely times I've seen like people post on Twitter or whatever like pretty terrible gamer tags, ship names, pet names, or whatever. But then I also see that people are reporting stuff that's kind of just a joke and you shouldn't really care too much about. So I'm interested to see how the balancing works for the Sea of Thieves support team. Will they be very harsh on basically anything that's reported, basically gets moderated and action taken upon, or is it going to be more selective? We'll have to wait and see about that going forward. So moving past game updates, we have some events to talk about. So Twitch drops are going to be continuing like they usually do, and for this month there are going to be more Eastern Winds Ruby cosmetics to be unlocked. So keep an eye out for that. That should be coming out on the Sea of Thieves social channels relatively soon. You also may have noticed that the second part of the Hoarder's Hunt mystery came out yesterday as well. If you don't know anything about the Hoarder's Hunt, I made a video already talking about that, as well as if you want to watch what happened with the first part of the mystery, you can go catch up there. But the second part just came out. Be sure to stay tuned into the channel because when the second part of the mystery gets solved, I'll definitely make a video on it again and we'll recap everything that went through it. So far it's been pretty interesting. I'm recording this Thursday night and I happened to see before making this video that they released like a 30-minute long video or 20-minute long video or whatever with a parrot basically sitting on their desk and just like saying stuff. So that's interesting. I'm gonna have to go watch that after making this video. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what's going on with the second part. Now let's move on to some fixed bugs in the game and where people are getting a little upset with Sea of Thieves. So the main thing that people are upset about is they fixed an exploit where pirates were able to swim to a ship in choppy waters and were able to grab the ship cannon, harpoon, or map table in order to board directly from the water, rather than, say, the more traditional ways of boarding, which would be either the ladder or using a cannon shot to land on their ship. Now, some people are upset about this, and from pretty prominent Sea of Thieves creators too, or there's people on both sides of this issue, which is interesting to see actually. And to me personally, I feel like this never should have been part of the game, but I'm also the type that thinks a lot of things in Sea of Thieves are a bit exploitative. I don't know. I'd love to hear what y'all think in the comments below about this change. I think in general this is a good change. I really don't think it's that fun to have someone that just appears on your ship because they were able to grab a cannon or a harpoon or the map table or whatever. I don't think that's really fair, especially if you're someone that's very attentive to watching ladders or something. I think really the only way that someone should be able to appear on your ship is if they were good enough with the cannon shot that they were able to land on your ship. And I think that's pretty rewarding too, because it's happened to me a few times where I've landed on someone's ship using the cannon, and it's just more fun than like just using some like exploit that not that many people know about. Moving on though, let's look at some other bug fixes. Pirates striking an enemy threat with a harpoon will now once again deal a small amount of damage. So I thought this was still happening. I didn't know that this got disabled. I'm assuming this probably what got messed up during season 9 because they did all the changes with the harpoon. So I'm happy to see that's changed because I like to hit like things with the harpoon and deal damage to it, and that's usually pretty fun. So this update actually had a pretty good amount of bug fixes in it. I'm not going to go through all of them because honestly most of them aren't that interesting other than the ones that I mentioned already. So I think that's going to end this video. If you enjoyed this video, it'd be great if you like and subscribe, and definitely let me know your thoughts on everything we talked about in this video. But until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye y'all.